And of course, you've changed the way we watch TV forever with binge watching, with releasing all the episodes in one fell swoop. I know you and Reed both compare it to a good book. Sometimes you read a couple of pages at night before you go to bed. Sometimes you stay up all night to read the book.
Yeah.
So what made you all decide that we were going to release it all in one kit and caboodle, to sound very dated, and instead of kind of doing it week by week? And is there any, I'll ask you about the downside, but first tell me how you came up with that.
Well, I mean, it gets talked about as this monumental change in binge watch. The two things are, it was a super practical decision because nothing on Netflix prior to House of Cards was not available in its full season because we did everything after it already ran on television. So the license would kick in and we'd have all 13 or 26 episodes of the show, and that's how people started watching. So when we looked at the watching behavior on Netflix, some people watch 4 episodes at a time, some people watch 2, some people watch 7. Nobody watched 1. So that we ruled out 1 at a time. And so the question then we'd go back and forth, like let's do 4 episodes, then wait a month, and then do 4 more. And I said, look, we're not going to guess right, so let's just give it all, and then we'll see how it plays out. And then it was not meant to be the template. It was just meant to see, let's see how people watch it.
It's like the Lay's potato chip of TV, right?
Yeah.
You can't just
one
watch
more,
one.
just
Yeah.
one more.
So
then
you decided, hey,
and
this
then-
works,
and then it
and this is
changed-
what
and-
people want.
And not only did but on the cosmetics of it, we fought the word binge. I think it may have appeared in the Wall Street Journal first, and we were tried to convince them not to use that word binge because it sounded so negative. You know, binge and purge, all these horrible things that come with binge. And they ran with it anyway, and it caught fire.
But now it's
So,
actually a positive
now it's a
thing, don't
positive
you think?
thing.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
people
yeah.
see binge watching as kind of fun and
Yeah.
indulgent in a good way.
In a good way.
But what about sort of the communal experience of kind of waiting for Thursday night at 10, kind of talking about the show around the water cooler the next day, feeling like you're having a shared experience with a lot of people at the same time? I know a lot of network shows are trying to capitalize on that. If you look at Scandal and Kerry Washington is tweeting during the episode. Do you feel like some of that is lost with the way you guys are putting out content?
I think, so. Of course, if that's the way you want to be wrapped up in an event, there's a certain artificialness to the event itself anyway. Because you feel like most people, you can see the DVR viewing and live plus 3 days and live plus 7 day viewing of all television growing dramatically.
Right.
So these are people just opting away from watching it Thursday night at 8 o'clock. I point out to people a lot of times, they say, what about the water cooler moment? I say, well, there are no water coolers at work anymore either. So
That's true.
Everyone went out with kit and caboodle, Katie. But they have but the idea though is that people have figured out like a new behavior and a new vocabulary around it, like a new etiquette. Like, oh my God, are you watching Orange is the New Black? Yeah, what episode are you on? 7. Okay, let's talk about everything that's happened so far. And they just have adapted.
Right, there's a
behavior.
new way of kind of sharing the experience.
Yeah, and the shock, I think, for people was that the first episode of season 2 of House of Cards, spoiler alert, when one of the major characters gets killed very unceremoniously, and people were just blown away. And we did a premiere in a movie theater, and the whole theater went, you hear gasp.
I did that at home. Reminded me never to like meet Lindsey Graham at a subway station.
Gives you some ideas.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
He took note. He was taking notes. So
Yeah.
But they, but even that event, like it became like a thing that people tweeted about that night and everything went live. But most people didn't see it happen that night. You know, far more people saw it 6 months later when they finally got into watching the show on their own schedule.